Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible properly. Hey, Shinchan, Ankit. Oh, you're Shinchan fan club. Wow. Visible and audible? Tell me in the comments. And today we'll be doing TST basics actually. So it's not a regular class. Here I'll be discussing the fundamentals of time, speed, and distance. The prerequisite to this class is a proper understanding of ratios. Okay, so keeping that in mind, we'll start with TST basics. So we need to understand the direct and the inverse proportion. So the variables can have, like two variables can, let's say we have x and y, and both of them either increase or decrease simultaneously. They are going to be in direct proportion. All right. And if two variables are related in such a way that if one increases, other decreases, and vice versa, then it will be inverse. All right. So these are two things which we should have a proper understanding of. Well, keeping that in mind, we have three variables. T stands for time, D stands for distance, and S stands for speed. Okay? And also, we need to focus, that is very important, on the units used. So time can be in seconds, time can be in hours. In some cases, time can also be in minutes, but majorly it is seconds or hours. Distance majorly is in kilometers or meters. We should keep a watch on this. And speed will be meter per second or kilometer per hour. All right. So these things must be kept in mind. They are very, very simple fundamentals. Moreover, in the question, distance can be given in meter and time might be given in seconds, but they might ask you the value of speed in kilometers per hour. So we should know how to convert this, which is very simple. So if I want to convert 1 kilometer per hour मतलब क्या होता है? 1 kilometer divided by 1 hour. All right. Per hour. That means divided by hour. If I want to convert this into meter per second, so how do I convert it? Well, all of us know that in 1 kilometer there are 1000 meters. And in 1 hour there are 60 minutes, and in 1 minute we have 60 seconds. So overall 60 into 60 seconds. Clear? If I cancel it out, what do I get? 2 3s are 6, 2 5s are 10. So 5 upon 18 is what we get. 5 by 18 meter per second. Now what does it mean? That means if I want to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, I need to multiply it with 5 by 18. Is that cool? So kilometer per hour, if I multiply with 5 by 18, I'll get meter per second. And if I want to convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, I'll be multiplying it with 18 by 5, just the reverse of it. So till this point, tell me in the comments if it's clear to all of you. Clear, everyone? All right. Now, keeping all these things in mind, we need to understand a few more things. Distance and speed, what will be the relation? Keeping time as constant. Time as constant. So I'll give you an example. let's say the time is 2 hours. So I have 2 hours for traveling. At a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, I'll be able to travel 100 kilometers, isn't it? At a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, I'll be able to travel 40 kilometers. All right, if my speed is 10 kilometers per hour, I'll be able to travel 20 kilometers. That is quite obvious. That is quite obvious. So we can see as the distance speed is decreasing in my example, distance covered is also decreasing. Both are decreasing or increasing simultaneously. That means that when time is constant, distance speed will be in direct proportion. Is that clear? All right. Similarly, if my speed is constant, in that case, the distance traveled and time taken will be in direct proportion. So let's say my speed is 50 kilometers per hour. If I travel for 1 hour, I'll be able to travel 50 kilometers. If I travel for 2 hours, I'll be able to travel 100 kilometers. So when my time is increasing, distance is also increasing. But when distance is constant, now these things are quite obvious and commonsensical. So a very simple example from our daily lives. So we go from our, let's say, our home to our office. In my case, in your case, probably you're going from your home to your college. So the distance between your home and college is always constant, isn't it? It doesn't change with time. ऐसा नहीं है ना कि कॉलेज आपका 10 किलोमीटर दूर था आज तो कल 20 दूर हो जाएगा, नहीं. So these are the practical examples where things become constant. So distance becomes constant in this case. It is the most common example. So automatically, now this is something for which people do not even require understanding of mathematics. That is quite obvious. मैं तेज जाऊंगा, जल्दी पहुंच जाऊंगा, धीरे जाऊंगा, देर में पहुंचूंगा, isn't it? It's as simple as that, right? So speed and time will be inversely proportional. All right, quite obvious. Combining all of it, distance will be equal to speed multiplied by time. Okay. All right. So all these relations would go to only this equation that happens to be the formula for distance, that is speed multiplied by time. Moreover, when I said first case time is constant and as I told you the distance and speed were directly proportional, that means d1 upon d2 will be equal to s1 upon s2. Now what are 1 and 2 here? Two different cases. So when I gave you, like in example, t is 2 hours and my speed is 10 kilometers per hour, I'll be able to travel 20 kilometers. But when my speed is, let's say, 5 kilometers per hour, I'll be able to travel 10 kilometers. So there are two different instances. I can call this to be S1, this to be S2, this to be D1, this to be D2. All right? Is this clear? So 1 and 2, why do we use it? There are two different instances. Similarly, when speed is constant, then the relation between distance and time will be d1 upon d2 will be equal to t1 upon t2. Cool? Similarly, the third case, when distance is constant, distance is constant, we have relation between speed and time. Relation is inverse. So S1 upon S2 will be equal to T2 upon T1. Here they're inversely proportional, so it just get reversed. All right. So I hope it is clear till this point. Tell me in the comments, yes or no. Clear till this point? No doubts at all? Now we are going to do a few questions based on the things that we studied just now. All right. The question says, Lavish walks at 3/5 of his original speed and reaches school 20 minutes late. All right. Find the time taken by Ram. It's not Ram, it's Lavish only. It's a typing mistake. Find time taken by Lavish, usually a time taken at the reduced speed. All right. So there are a lot of ways to solve this question. A lot of ways. But we'll do something through which we can do it really easily and quickly. By the way, I'm giving you 2 minutes to solve this question and then we will discuss this out. You have 2 minutes. Start solving it. The most common example. What is constant, by the way, here? Anyone? What is constant? Speed and time are changing. Home to school, distance is constant. So speed and time are inversely proportional. Isn't it? So I can say SF, where F denotes final and I denotes initial. So final speed upon initial speed. Alright, this is given as 3 by 5. Is that clear? Final speed upon the initial speed is equal to 3 by 5. है ना? ठीक है. That means the final time upon the initial time will be equal to 5 by 3. Isn't it? Can we say that? Can we say that? All right. Clear to all of you? Now we'll just do some kind of observation and get our answer. So, in the terms of ratios, or I can say in the world of ratios, things are increasing by 2 units. Okay, 3 becomes 5. 3 becomes 5. So things are increasing by 2 units in terms of ratios. But in the real world, it is increasing by 20 minutes. So can I say that 2 units here are equivalent to 20 minutes in the real world? Yes or no? 2 units of ratios is equivalent to 20 minutes of real world, which also means that 1 unit of ratio will be equivalent to 10 minutes in the real world. All right, in the real world. So they're asking time taken by Lavish usually and at the reduced speed. So usual time is Ti, जो initial time था, that is 3 units. So if 1 unit is 10 minutes, 3 units will be how much? 30 minutes. And reduced speed, it's TF, final time, 5 units correspond to 50 minutes. We got our answer. 30 minutes and 50 minutes. Cool. So without framing any kind of equations or wasting any kind of time, we just solve this. I went step by step, but you can see here that you can do this in less than 5 seconds just by looking at the question. All right, clear to everyone? Let us solve another question. Rahul goes from home to school at 15 kilometers per hour. He reached school 12 minutes late, and while coming back, he increased his speed by 5 kilometers per hour and reached home 16 minutes earlier than usual time. Find out distance from home to school. Chalo, you have 2 minutes, solve this. Of course, Vatsal, D was constant, no? From your home to school, D will always be constant. Same is the case here. Distance from home to school will be constant. ऐसा नहीं ना कि आज 10 किलोमीटर है, कल बढ़ के 11 हो जाएगा. No, that doesn't happen. So now, final speed upon initial speed. What is the ratio? Tell me in the comments. While going, it was 15 km per hour. While coming back, it was 20. Like he increased speed by, he increased by 5 km per hour. 15 plus 5 is 20. The ratio is 4 by 3. Alright, the ratio of speeds is 4 by 3, which means the ratio of time, final time upon initial time will be 3 by 4, as speed and time are inversely proportional. Cool? Okay, so see what is happening. Earlier he was 12 minutes late, now he is 16 minutes earlier. So by how much time has he saved here? पहले 12 मिनट लेट था, अब 16 मिनट जल्दी पहुंच गया है. 28 minutes, can we say that? He was 12 minutes late earlier and now he is 15 minutes early, 16 minutes early. That means overall he has saved 28 minutes. Yes or no? 12 मिनट लेट से 16 मिनट पहले 28 मिनट उसने बचा लिए. Which means, see what is happening. In the world of ratios, the time has decreased by 1 unit. This 1 unit is equivalent to 28 minutes in the real world. Is that right? Is that right? So now we have 1 unit equivalent to 28 minutes. We can actually find the exact final time or initial time, whatever. So let us find the initial time. Ti is 4 units. That means it will be 4 into 28 minutes. That will be the time. 4 into 28 minutes will be the time taken initially. When his speed was 15 km per hour. Right? Is that clear? राहुल ने 4 into 28 minutes लिए जब उसकी स्पीड 15 km per hour थी. हमें निकालना ही है डिस्टेंस. What is distance? That is speed multiplied by time. So initial speed was 15, initial time was 4 into 28. Alright. Now, as I told earlier that we have to keep. So to convert minutes to hours, we need to divide this by 60. Is that right? Is that right? Roshan, we have to find distance from home to school. So what will be the answer? The answer is 15 into 4 is 60. The answer is 28 kilometers only. Clear? Rohan, it is not 21, it should be 28. Okay, Rohan? I think you committed typo over there. Great. Maza aaya? So just by using simple observation techniques, we are able to answer these questions. Okay. Next one. Traveling at 4 by 7 of his usual speed, a person is 18 minutes late in reaching his office. Find the usual time taken by him to cover this distance. The ratio of final speed and the initial speed is equal to 4 by 7, which means the ratio of final time and initial time will be equal to 7 by 4. Alright, final time has increased by 3 units in terms of ratios, which are equivalent to 18 minutes in the real world. Alright, so we can say that 1 unit is equivalent to 18 by 3, that is 6 minutes in the real world, which further means that the usual time, that is the initial Ti, is equal to 4 into 6, that is 24 minutes. We're doing same type of questions for the simple reason that we need to understand this concept totally. The next one. A man walks at the rate of 18 km per hour. He misses a train by 20 minutes. However, if he walks at the rate of 30 km per hour, he reaches the station 6 minutes before the departure of the train. Find distance to the station. Chalo, you have 2 minutes for this. Yes. Final speed upon initial speed is 30 upon 18. 6 5s are 30, 6 3s are 18. Which means final time upon initial time will be equal to 3 by 5. So time has reduced by 2 units, which are equivalent to how much? पहले वो 20 मिनट लेट था, वो 6 मिनट जल्दी पहुंच चुका है. This is 26 minutes. All right. Which further means that 1 unit is equivalent to 13 minutes. We need to find the distance to the station. So distance is speed multiplied by time. तो initial time उठा लेता हूँ मैं. Initial speed is how much? 18. Initial time is 5 into 13. But as time is given in terms of minutes, we need to divide it by 60. Tell me the calculation. What do you get? So what do you get here? .5 kilometers. I think Aditya, you have just miscalculated. Check your calculation again. It should be 19.5, not 10.5. Perfect. Very good, Suresh. By the way, I think you have an idea about this thing. Our batch 1 is in full swing, and we are launching our second batch, in which we'll be doing, so how we do things, that is what we are going to discuss over here. How we cover a topic. First of all, the moment you get enrolled for the CAT course, you get access to non-engineering conceptual videos. Now these videos are made in such a way so that the people who do not have the mathematics background, people from commerce or humanities, or those who have left mathematics from class 10, so for them we have developed this product, which will be based on NCERT 6th to 10th, 8th to 10th syllabus. All right, this is very important. Once you have done it, there will be live classes. So in live classes, what happens? Like this is a live class which is happening right now. The mentors come in front of you, and they actually start taking live classes in which their concepts are discussed, the questions are discussed, and doubts are resolved then and there. Then comes the application classes. So this happens from 7 to 9 p.m. Keeping in mind that students might be working or they might be in college, that is the time 7 to 9 in which everyone is free. And from 10 p.m. to 0000 midnight, we have the application classes in which the same topic is covered via videos and a lot of questions and replies through Facebook comments. So wherever we have green denotes mentor driven, in which teacher will be there. Blue denotes self driven, like this can be done on self pace, so you can watch it. Then dashboard assignments are there. On your dashboard you'll get assignments, you can do it on your own, and practice sessions are done by the mentors. In practice session, there are 50 casual questions from dashboard are done, which you can do yourself, and CAT 23 level marathons are, regular marathons are done. Doubt solving will be there, like 24/7, even in the morning, 3 a.m. if you ask a doubt, you will get the resolution. So this is how the entire course is covered. And once we have done this, we start with the crash course, that is in the month of September. By the way, coming back to the topic, let us solve this one. If Hardeep Singh cycles at 12 km per hour, then he arrives at a certain place at 6 p.m. If he cycles at 15 kilometers per hour, he will arrive at the same place at 3 p.m. At what speed must he cycle to get there at 12 p.m.? So now the question has changed a bit. We did earlier few questions on the same kind of concepts in with different words, but here it has changed a bit. Oh, hi Saksham. How are you doing? Cool. So let's solve this question. By the way, there's one thing that is clear already. The final speed upon the initial speed, if I solve it, I'll get 15 upon 12, which is 5 by 4, which means the final time upon initial time will be equal to 4 by 5. So final time has reduced by 1 unit. That is something which we know. And how much has the time reduced? Anyone? Anyone? How much has the time reduced? Earlier, he reached at 6 p.m. Now he's reaching at 3 p.m. Roshan, 3 hours, huh? Let us keep it hours only, okay? So let us not complicate things. Hours may, it will be easy because that is how all the other units are. So 1 unit is equal to 3 hours. 6 बजे से 3 बजे पहुंच गया वो. Okay, so at what speed he must cycle to get there at 12 p.m.? 12 p.m. on the same day, What should we do now? What should be done? So by the way, the initial time Ti is equal to 5 into 3, I can say 15 hours. So this was at when he reached at 6 p.m. So can I say that this guy, this person, this Hardeep Singh must have started cycling at what time? 15 hours early. 15 hours early, isn't it? Roshan, Suyash, Mandeep. 15 hours early. How much is that? 15 hours early. He must have started cycling at what time? 15 घंटे पहले. 6 p.m. से 12 घंटे पीछे जाओ. 6 a.m. 3 a.m. He must have started at 3 a.m. in the morning. Yes or no? Can we say that? He must start at 3 a.m. And now he wants to reach at 12 p.m. That means now time that he has is how much? 3 बजे सुबह से 12 बजे दोपहर तक. We have 9 hours, right? That is till 12 p.m. So now we have speed with time with us, and we also have distance. We can find the speed. Distance कितना हो जाएगा? 15 hours. He traveled 15 hours when he was traveling at 12 speed. 12 into 15 is the distance. Time is 9 hours. So speed will be 12 multiplied by 15 upon 9. 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15. It must be 20 kilometers per hour. Cool. Very good. Spriha, Debasmita, well done. Very good. The next one. Once Rohit starts chasing his girlfriend. Oh, wow. The ratio of speed of Rahul. Why is Rahul? I think this is Rahul only, not Rohit. The ratio of speed of Rahul and his girlfriend is 9:7, and to catch his girlfriend, Rahul has to cover 120 meters more than that of his girlfriend. Find total distance Rahul has to run to catch his girlfriend. How are you going to solve this question? Yeah. Speed of Rahul upon speed of his girlfriend, the ratio is 9/7. That means, now here we have to find distance, time is not given. That means distance to be covered by Rahul and distance to be covered by his girlfriend is also 9/7 because speed and distance are directly proportional. यहाँ पे inverse नहीं होगा. Am I clear? Speed and distance are directly proportional. So this thing is equal to 120 meters according to the question. All right. All right. 120 meters. 7 to 9. So 2 units are equivalent to how much? 120 meters. That means 1 unit must be equal to 60 meters. And Rahul kitna run karega? Rahul has to run 9 units. So 9 units should be equal to 9 into how much? Yeah, tell me the answer. Nine into 60? Very good. It happens to be 540 meters. Aditya, you got 630. Why? Did you do something wrong? Recalculated? Well done. The next one. A and B started traveling at 12 km per hour and 21 km per hour from 2 points P and Q respectively towards each other. When they met, it was observed that one of them had traveled 45 km more than the other. Find the distance between P and Q. So to understand this question, I'll just give you visual representation. P and Q, there are 2 points. Okay, I have marked them by cross. This is the path. So P, point P and point Q, A is traveling from point P at a speed of how much? 12 kilometers per hour, and the other guy B, he is traveling at a speed of 21 kilometers per hour towards each other. When they met, they might, okay Aditya, they might be meeting at some point. By the way, tell me something. Who is running faster? B. So who will be traveling more distance? Who will be traveling more distance? Who will be traveling more distance? Of course B. So let's say this is the point of meeting. थोड़ा ज़्यादा होगा ये. This is the point of meeting. By the way, tell me something. What is constant here? What is constant here? In this question, what is constant? Roshan already has the answer. Well done, Roshan. What is constant? Distance is constant, and also the time for at the point of meeting is constant, isn't it? The time taken to reach this point is also constant. Can we say that? We can say that, right? Overall distance is constant between P and Q, but at the point of meeting, time is constant. दोनों साथ में पहुंचे होंगे, है ना? दोनों साथ में ही पहुंचे होंगे. So this distance, if I assume this distance, I'll just change the color of ink. If I assume this distance P to point of meeting to be equal to, let's say, dP, and this distance to be equal to dq, then it's given in the question that one has traveled 45 kilometer more than the other. That means dq minus dp should be equal to 45, isn't it? That's right. And let the time that they have taken to reach the point of meeting, let it be t. So the value of dq will be 21 times t and dp will be 12 times t. This is equal to 45. 21 minus 12 is how much? 9. So 9t is equal to 45. That further means that time was 5 hours. They took 5 hours to reach this point of intersection. Total distance कितना हो जाएगा? Total distance is dp plus dq. Yes or no? dp plus dq. That's the total distance. How much is dp? 21t. How much is dp? dq? 21t, and dp is 12t. We can add them both. So 21 plus 12 is 33t, and t is 5 hours. We have calculated already. And 33 into 5, that is 165, has to be kilometers, has to be our answer. This is how we solve this question conventionally, and we'll end up spending 2 to 3 minutes here. So can we do this by using the basics that we were doing earlier? Is it possible to do it like that? Can that be done? ऐसे ही करते हैं, है ना? तो ये तरीका है कन्वेंशनल. अगर ये बोर्ड का एग्जाम होता तो ये करने से फुल मार्क्स मिलते हैं, बट एग्जाम कैट का है, स्टेप्स के मार्क्स तो होते नहीं है, राइट? सो लेट अस डू समथिंग क्विक by using the previous techniques that we had used. Okay. So speed of A upon speed of B, if I try to find the ratio, will be 12 upon 21. 3 4s are 12, 3 7s are 21. The ratio is 4 by 7, which further means that distance traveled by A upon distance traveled by B would also have the same ratio, that is 4 by 7. All right. B has traveled 3 units more than A, which is equal to how much? 45 kilometers. 45 kilometers. That means 1 unit is equivalent to 45 by 3. That is how much? 15 kilometers. Total distance क्या हो जाएगा? 4 plus 7 units. That is 11 units. है ना? 4 चला DA. 4 is DA. 7 units is dB. 11 must be equivalent to 11 multiplied by 15. That comes out to be 165 kilometers. See, so by using previous method, we can calculate this answer to this question as well. Rimjim did that way. Very good, Rimjim. Perfect. So we can use the same thing over and over again to solve different questions. By the way, time speed is a big, huge topic and very important. You can expect 2 questions from this topic in CAT, at least 1. Okay. A motorboat whose speed is 12 km per hour in still water goes 80 km downstream and comes back in a total of 15 hours. The speed of the stream in km per hour is equal to what? ठीक है. To solve this question, there's one thing which we need to understand. So ignore the question for a while and let us try to understand the concept of relative speed. Okay, so see what happens. This is a motorboat. All right. Still water. We have still water. It's not flowing. Okay, the water is still. And we have a motorboat over there. Okay. The motorboat, there's smoke coming out. Its speed is 12 km per hour. Okay. Its speed is 12 kilometers per hour. That is in still water. But here the water is not still. That is just given for the understanding that the boat travels at 12 kilometers per hour. But stream also has some kind of speed. Now tell me something. If the speed of stream is, let's say, x kilometer per hour, and the boat is traveling in the direction of, same direction of the stream, then the boat will have a relative speed of 12 minus x. Is that part clear? क्योंकि अगर बोट 12 किलोमीटर पर आवर से आगे जा रही होगी तो x, सॉरी दिस विल प्लस, जा रही होगी तो स्ट्रीम के साथ वो x और आगे चली जाएगी. But if the boat is traveling against the direction of speed, then its speed will be 12 minus x with respect to the ground. Can we say that? जो बोट में बंदा बैठा है वो सोचेगा यार मैं तो 12 किलोमीटर स्पीड चल रहा हूँ, लेकिन जो बंदा बैंक पे खड़ा होगा ऑन द ग्राउंड रिवर से बाहर, वो देखेगा कि इसकी स्पीड 12 नहीं है, 12 प्लस x है, बिकॉज स्ट्रीम इज ऑल्सो फ्लोइंग. बट इन द रिवर्स केस व्हेन इट इज ट्रैवलिंग अगेंस्ट द स्ट्रीम इट विल बी डिफरेंस. 12 आगे गई पर x पीछे भी आ गई. ऑलराइट, सो वी कॉल दिस क्वांटिटी एज डाउनस्ट्रीम. डाउनस्ट्रीम मतलब स्ट्रीम के साथ साथ, and this as upstream, that means stream ke against. Is that clear everyone? Tell me in the comments, be quick. Clear to all of you? So this boat, this motorboat, it traveled 80 kilometers downstream and came back. So while coming back, it must be upstream. So while I'm just erasing all of this. So while going upstream, it was traveling 80 kilometers distance, and the speed was 12 minus downstream, 12 plus x. This must be time taken while traveling downstream, right? And when it is coming back, तो ऑटोमेटिकली अपस्ट्रीम हो जाएगा कि पानी तो उधर ही फ्लो कर रहा है, तो बोट भी वहाँ गई. आते टाइम बोट पानी के अगेंस्ट आ रही है. सो दिस हैंड लेट बी स्ट्रीम एंड दिस बी बोट. सो सी, सो व्हेन इट इज कमिंग अगेंस्ट द स्ट्रीम, दैट इज अपस्ट्रीम, दैट इज 12 minus x. This time taken for downstream, time taken for upstream. If I add them, I'll get total time, that is 15 hours. The units are intact. ये किलोमीटर है, आई हैव 12 किलोमीटर पर आवर है, x किलोमीटर पर आवर में है. देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ चेंजिंग एनी यूनिट्स. द इक्वेशन इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? द इक्वेशन इज क्लियर, राइट? नाउ ऑल ऑफ यू नो हाउ टू सॉल्व इट. सो आई जस्ट मल्टीप्लाई देम. 12 plus x multiplied by 12 minus x. In the bracket, I can take 80 common, and I have 12 minus x plus 12 plus x. This would be equal to 15. All right, with x and x get cancelled. Thank God, we are saved, right? Which further means, if I do some cross multiplication, I send this in the right hand side and do all that stuff. What do I get? So in the left hand side I have 80. Inside the bracket 12 plus 12 is 24. Bringing 15 here and sending 12 plus x into 12 minus x in the right hand side. By the way, all of us know that a plus b multiplied by a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. Here a is 12 and b is x, so I'll get 12 square minus x square in the right hand side. All right. 3 5s are 15, 3 8s are 24, 5 16s are 80. 16 multiplied by 8. 16 multiplied by 8. That is 108. This is equal to 12 square. 12 square is how much? 144. All of us know that. 144 minus x square. So x square will be equal to how much? 36. Isn't it? Which means x can be either plus 6 or minus 6. By the way, speeds are not negative, so we'll consider only plus 6. And that happens to be our answer. गलत किया है मैंने. It's 108. पक्का? ना ये 108 है ना ये 118 है. सही से कैलकुलेट करो. It's actually 128. Isn't it? 128 है. There's 16, so we have 4 as the answer. हाँ, अब सही है. So 4 is the answer. Cool. All right. All of you got it? ठीक है. चलो. Can we do this question in some other way? Now, what I'm going to do over here right now is not just time, speed, distance. It is a bit of, imaginative calculation. So, 80 upon 12 plus x plus 80 upon 12 minus x. This is equal to 15. All right. This is equal to 15. Now, tell me something. All things are in, kind of this integral value. The high possibility that x is also an integer. Can I do something? Can I do something so that the sum of these two become 15? Can I do it? Can I do that? I can try some, variables. Why? Because 80 के factor क्या-क्या होंगे हमें पता ही है. 1, 2, 4, 10, 5, etc. And 15 को भी factorize कर मतलब break कर सकते हैं. This is 80, this is 12 plus x, this is 80, this is 12 minus x. So automatically we know one thing, when denominator is less, the value fraction is high. So this fraction will be greater than this fraction. Just by looking at, can I do something like 5 plus 10? Is that possible? ये 5 या 10 हो जाए. So 5 is a factor of 80 for sure. 16 5s are 80. It is possible if I have 80 by 16 here and 80 by 8 over here, isn't it? That's just by, kind of an observation. Is that possible? Can 12 plus x be 16? If yes, then x is 4. और x को 4 यहाँ रखूँगा तो 8 आ जाएगा. Wow. So, just by looking at it, we got to know that x must be equal to 4. Clear? How many of you did it this way? फाइव और 10 में कैसे लेके आया? मैंने वही नंबर उठाया जो उसके फैक्टर्स होंगे. कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे रखता 8 तो 8 plus 7. 7 is not a factor of 80. Not possible. 1 plus 14, no. 2 plus 13, 3 plus 12. तो वही उठाए जो इनके 80 के फैक्टर्स हो. Is that clear, everyone? Yeah, I'll explain that again. Redemption. See, 15 दो टुकड़ों में है अगर तो 1 plus 14 is a possibility. But the very same time, हाँ बता रहा हूँ स्प्रिंग, हाँ वही बता रहा हूँ मैं. The very same time, there is one thing we are kind of sure of that we need to choose two numbers which are factors of 80 and their addition comes out to be 15. ठीक है? समझ में आया? तो क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं 15 के लिए? I can have 1 plus 14, I can have 2 plus 13, I can have 3 plus 12, I can have 4 plus 8, right? I can have, what else? 5 plus 7. I can have 6 plus 6. Only 6 possibilities are there. In which case, both the numbers are factors of 80. मैंने कुछ गलत किया है क्या? 3 plus 12. So sorry. 4 plus 11, 5 plus 10, and 6 plus 9. And also 7 plus 8. So in which case, there are 7 cases, in which case do we have both the numbers as the factors of 80? स्पृहा भी समझ में आया? Spriha and Roshan and those, in case you have this doubt. Rimjim. So they're not the complete quant syllabus, of course, but you know, I come online sometimes on YouTube to discuss things like this. Is that clear now? ऐसा कौन सा यहाँ पे है जो दोनों ही नंबर 80 के फैक्टर्स हो? है कोई? The only case is 5 plus 10. And that is how we came to this conclusion. हाँ, बट एक बात है, ये हर जगह काम नहीं करेगा. अगर नंबर्स बहुत बड़े और कॉम्प्लेक्स फ्रैक्शनल है तो ऐसा काम नहीं करेगा. बट इट जस्ट अ पॉसिबिलिटी दैट वी चेक्ड इट. Yes, Aksham, you can do it like that also. Clear to all of you? Ab, dekho, this is the last question for today. But what I want to discuss, tell you over here, all the people who are preparing for CAT, it will be more than 3 lakh people across planet. Some people are, you know, they apply, they are in, not in India also. So, all these people learn the same things. Everyone knows how to do things conventionally. A lot of people learn how to do things, you know, using some tricks and tips. What sets a 99 percentiler apart? What is it? It is the ability to see patterns like these. And how will that happen? So first of all, we need to complete the entire syllabus once through conventional and some shortcut approaches. At the very same time, we should keep on practicing calculations. That is very important. Now people ask me that why is it required? Because we have on-screen calculator in CAT. क्या ही ज़रूरत है? Calculator खोल के मैं देख लूँगा. But ऐसा है नहीं. I'll tell you why. Opening calculator and you know, for example, if somehow you need to calculate square of 312. So on a calculator, first you will click on the on-screen calculator. You will take 1 second. Then you will click on 3, 1 second more, 1, 2. Then multiplication you will click because it's not scientific. There's no square over there. 1 more. Then again this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, and then equal to sign. So overall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 और 1 second में से close करने का है. You will take 9 seconds just to calculate this thing. All right. See, so what actually happens? There are two benefits for if you practice speed calculations. What actually happens over here? By the way, इसका आंसर क्या होगा? बताओ. So what actually happens over here? We are able to save 5 to 6 seconds for every calculation. So let's say if we have 20 questions, including quant and DI, which have this, calculations, we'll be able to save close to 2 minutes. तो हम एक और सवाल कर सकते हैं और वहीं पे बस एक सवाल से आपकी परसेंटाइल 95 से 99 पहुंच जाती है. You know that already. That is one thing. The other thing is, while doing speed calculations in mind, your mind starts observing and noticing patterns. These kind of patterns. They are more complex patterns. This is the simplest pattern that I have shown you, but this happens if and only if you are playing with numbers, which can happen only if you start practicing speed calculation. Am I clear? Am I clear? That is why I will highly recommend before starting before starting or just at the inception, start doing speed calculations at least for a month. I mean, do not use calculator at least for a month. Is that clear, everyone? So you'll like to take your break, take a take a break, and we'll meet again in some other session. All right. Spriha, your answer 9734. Yeah, the answer is correct. It's 97344 only. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you got to learn a lot. The fundamentals of TST are clear at the very same time. Also, now we have understood why it is so important to not use calculator, so that we jump from 95th percentile, which we have prepared, to 99th, because we understand the patterns clearly. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. We'll meet again. Bye.